All right, hi guys. This is the skills check that we did. Your questions were probably in a different order, but I know we're not going to have time to go over them in class. So I wanted to make sure I did a video so that you could go over any that you missed. All right, so this first one, I'm told that these triangles are similar. And we have to know which statement about the triangles is true. On this one, you don't have to do any math. You just need to know that angles are congruent and sides are proportional. Now, remember, I told y'all one way to remember this is angles and congruent are close to each other in the alphabet, and sides and proportional are close to each other in the alphabet. So, option 1, angles are proportional. I know that's not true. Angles are congruent. Option number 2, corresponding angles are proportional. Nope, not true. Option number 3, corresponding angles are congruent. Okay, that's true. And the corresponding sides are proportional. That's true. So the answer is C. Answer choice D said the angles are congruent, which is true, but it also said sides are congruent, which is not true. So the answer is that third one there. All right, on question number 2, I'm told that PQR and STU are similar. So I can do this a couple of different ways. I can, first I'm going to highlight my sides. So PQ goes with ST. I know that because PQR, STU. I can see that PQ and ST go together. And QR goes with TU. I can see that right here. And then wrong one. PR goes with SU. And I can see that when I cross out those middle ones, PR and SU go together. Okay, so I can find the scale factor. So what do I multiply by to go from 9 to 4.5? And I can figure that out by putting new over old. So this is my new, and this is my old. And I can put 4.5 over 9, which reduces down to 1/2. So the scale factor is 1/2, so times 1/2. So if I multiply 6 times 1/2, I get 3. The other way I can do this is I can set up a proportion, and I can put new over old. So I would have 4.5 over 9, and then x over 6, and then I can cross multiply and divide. So I'd have 27 divided by 9, which is 3. Either way is acceptable. So you can either find the scale factor or you can set up a proportion. All right, on number 3. Okay, now this one might have been a little tricky because I have corresponding sides. So EF, GH, and LM, and O. So EF goes with LM. FG goes with MN. GH goes with NO. And EH goes with LO. Now the other thing that you need to look at is these transverse ones right here. These also, you can also use these, and in my answer choices, you'll see that those are being used. So this one goes with this one, and then this one goes with this one. Okay, so I have lots and lots of highlighters here, right? So I'm going to start by highlighting EF. So EF is blue, so I'm going to find all my EFs and highlight those blue. And the corresponding side is LM, so I'm going to highlight all the LMs blue. Okay, done with that. Then I'm going to go to EH. Whoops, didn't change colors. EH is yellow, so I'm going to highlight all my EH is yellow. There's only one. And LO, oh, there's no LOs. All right, then I'm going to go to FG, which is pink. FG, no FGs. MN, no MNs. What color's next? Green. Okay, ON. NO and ON are the same thing. It's the same side. And GH. Okay, you can see I didn't get a lot highlighted with my side, so I have to go to my transverse, or my ones that go across the shape. So LN is that red color, so I'm going to highlight all my LNs. And then the corresponding one with LN is EG, so I'm going to highlight my EGs. And then I have FH in purple, so I'm going to highlight my FH. And then OM is also in purple. Okay, so option number 1 is eliminated because there's more than 2 colors. Option number 2 is a possibility. Option number 3 is eliminated because there's more than 2 colors. Option number 4 has 2 colors, but they're diagonal, so that takes that one out too. So this is the correct answer. All right, number 4. Triangle ABC is similar to triangle, I'm going to draw a line right here, is similar to triangle DEF. So I need to figure out which proportion I can use. So I'm going to highlight my sides. I've got ABC and DEF. So side AB goes with DE. Side BC goes with EF. And side AC goes with DF. Now, these numbers go with those sides. Oops, wrong color. So I can see that DE, I highlighted mine green, so I'm going to highlight all my DEs green. And then the corresponding side is 4 on the smaller one, on the triangle ABC. So I'm going to highlight 4 the same color. Okay, and I can see that 5 and 15 are corresponding. I highlighted those in yellow, so I'm going to highlight those yellow. 5 and 15. And then 9 and 3 are my other ones, and I'm going to highlight those. Okay, so I have lots of different choices. I've got a few different choices. B, the second one, is immediately out because that has more than 2 colors. But now I've got 3 answer choices who only have 2 colors. And so I'm going to do 4/3. That's in the small triangle over the small triangle. And DE and 9. That's big triangle over big triangle. Okay, that looks like that could be correct. If I look down at answer choice 3, I have 5/15, so that's the small triangle over the big triangle, and I see that right here, small triangle over big triangle. But then I have big triangle over small triangle. I can't have them across from each other like that, so that's wrong. And then I have 4/DE, so small over big, and then I have big over small, so that one cannot be correct either. So the answer has to be this one. All right, on number 5, Kendall has a model clock tower. The real tower is 316 feet tall. Kendall's tower is 79 centimeters tall. What is the scale? So I'm looking for the scale. Okay, so I'm going to set up a proportion. Labels given F. My labels are going to be feet and centimeters. And my given information is that the real tower is 316 feet and the model is 79 centimeters. I want to know what the scale model is, so I want to know what 1 centimeter represents. So then I would cross multiply and divide. So 1 centimeter represents 4 feet. So the answer would be this first one. All right, on number 6. The lengths of the corresponding sides of two similar polygons have a ratio of 2 to 5. The perimeter of the large polygon is 100 feet. What is the perimeter of the smaller polygon? So I'm going to set up a proportion. I have a larger one and a smaller one. I'm actually not going to put larger. I'm going to do it the other way. And the reason I'm going to do it the other way is because the ratio is small to large, so 2 to 5. All right. The perimeters will also be proportional, so I can use those numbers. So the larger one is 100, and I want to know what the perimeter of the smaller one is. So then I would solve this by cross multiply and divide. So the perimeter of the smaller one would be 40 feet. All right, on number 7, find the value of x. So I'm going to use this one as my new, this one as my old. So I have new over old. I'm going to set up a proportion. Oops. So this side and this side and this side and this side. So my new one, I have 5.2. And the corresponding side on the old is 1.3. On my new one, 16, and the corresponding side is the one I'm trying to find. That's my x. I'm going to cross multiply and divide. So I have 20.8. And I have to divide that by 5.2, which means I have to move my decimal. So I have 208 divided by 52. And that is 4. So this would be my answer. All right, on the last one. Fort Worth and Houston are 240 miles apart. The scale of a map of Texas is 1 inch equals 50 miles. So how many inches apart are they on the map? So I'm going to set up my proportion. My labels are inches and miles. And this is my given information. 1 inch equals 50 miles. And I know that they're 240 miles apart, so that goes on the bottom with miles. So then I cross multiply and divide. So they would be 4.8 inches apart. Okay, I hope this helps. Hopefully y'all will all do really well on the test tomorrow. Good luck.